All right, welcome to week 8. You've done it. We've made it through the hard parts of the class, and now it's just a matter of putting it all together and showing that we've learned what we need to really be effective and useful data scientists, analyzing and doing analytics and modeling and visualization. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. We will take a look. Again, like last week, it's going to be mostly focused on taking a stock of some of the Tableau capabilities, in particular some of the higher order visualization stuff. So we'll go from dashboarding that we looked at last week and look at story points and kind of how do you tell a story across multiple displays. That if you were instead of doing a typical PowerPoint presentation, if you were actually to just let the data speak for itself with a little bit of guidance from you as the skilled analytics and visualization person, if you had a little bit of guidance there through the story, how would you construct that? And that's what Tableau really helps you do. Another thing we're going to look at, lack of any other place to do it, I threw the mapping in here as well. One of the key features that Tableau brings with it is the ability to understand data in terms of its geographical context. And so mapping is just a unique capability that Tableau has. It's very powerful if you think in terms of, most of the graphs that we look at, we determine what the x-axis is and the y-axis. And a lot of stuff that you do tends to be sort of time focused, right? Over this period of time is what we're seeing. But when there's a large body of questions that are going to be driven by geographic implications. In a global environment, where are we making sales? Where are we getting information? Where's our supply chain falling down? Those are kinds of things that oftentimes require mapping. So we'll go ahead and throw a little mapping bit of knowledge into this as well. But mostly what we're going to be doing this week is taking a look at a problem that I've laid out for you. A fictitious company that will have two sets of data that I want you to take a look at those. They're having a quality problem with their manufacturing process. We want to take a look at the data, see if you can figure out what's going on, or at least not if you don't know exactly what's going on. What I want you to do is use the data to find out where should we look, where are the outliers or the trends or something that's happening that's a little bit out of place that could really help whoever's trying to figure out the problem here, what it might be, and make some reasonable assumptions, like it might be this or it might be that. But we'll get into the assignment as you get into the course more particular. But what it's going to do, it's going to require you to do a lot of the things that we've talked about this term in order to get a presentation and analysis together that makes sense, and then be able to represent it then to the customer that's asking for it, and your leadership or your management in this case. There was a discussion question as well this week, and it's another sort of poser that we're looking at now that we've dealt with big data, and also some small files as well. Really understanding what's the difference, how do you get value out of small bits of data as well as big bits of data, and a lot of it thinking around, the value of you as an analyst, being able to just interpret and intuit what numbers and what data means, whether it's from large sets with huge trends associated with them or small sets that still point to significance. And that's what the discussion and the reading is really about this week. So that's it. We got to get going on story points, look at this problem and come up with a solution and think through it. This is something it's a bit of a challenge. It may be really easy for you, in which case, hey, good for you. And it may be something that you kind of got to think through a little bit differently than you have in the past, but I'm here to help. So definitely reach out to me along the way. And we'll get through it, and we're going to have some fun this term or in this week, and we'll wrap up the term.